Welcome to The Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 4, Episode 19, The Wheels of Justice. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, the woman who, before we started this podcast, shared with me her Star Trek Next Generation fanfic, and I will tell you it does involve nibs. Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
Good. We're supposed
Yeah,
to know about that. That wasn't something that was supposed to come to light.
some real recent material there. I know you've been really into the Star Trek Next Generation with your other podcast, USS Sisterhood.
Yeah.
Boy, let me just say, like, set your phasers to sexy. Oh my gosh, that was something else.
Well, there's a lot of material to work with up there.
Yeah. A lot of relationships going on. A lot of things. And
yes.
Alien races
If
doing
you
things
have like, seriously, Jason, you listened to it, right? Or like whatever. Like Star Trek The Next Generation, the first couple episodes, I was like, what?
I know Riker's a horn dog. I know Riker's a horn dog.
Yeah.
Crusher and Patrick Stewart may not have stuff going on.
We're shipping real hard. But then also, like, in the security officer, I forget her name because she is no longer on the show, but she like freaking has sex with Data, the android, like in this second episode. So there's racy stuff in that for sure.
A lot of stuff popping off, and you took that inspiration and just ran with it. Like, you guys saw. Woof, telling you,
okay,
it's some spicy content. Yes, we are here to talk about season 4, episode 19, The Good Wife. Another Colin Sweeney episode. This one was less like, it was more fun than anything. I mean, Colin Sweeney episodes are always fun, but this one felt a little more lighthearted. This was one of the few instances where it involved killing someone. Colin was actually innocent of this crime he's being accused of, which I feel like is also rare. So this is more of a lighthearted episode for our heroes here to talk about. A lot of relationship talk this episode. So we're going to get into all of that. Before we do, we want to remind you of some free and easy ways you can help this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, subscribing, all those fun, easy, free things you can do to really get us into the eyes and ears of more people to find this content that would like it just like you like it. You can also email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com if you just want to chat it up with us about any and everything. You can also, if you would like to, help us out a little bit monetarily, you can do that by going to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod. You can donate sums large and small to help this small business fledgling podcast flourish, if you will. Shout out real quick to one of our commenters over on Spotify. Jonathan Annette, who has commented a few different times. We talked about a couple episodes ago, maybe last episode, I'm not forget which one it was, where Kalinda does this finger thing to a tow truck guy.
Yes.
Yeah, we were both like, there's like a one word thing you can put in here to describe this. We were racking our brains trying to figure out what it was. Jonathan commented over on Spotify and said the word you're looking for is beckoning. She was
beckoning. Yeah, she was beckoning. Thank you.
Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know if I ever would come up with the word, but I'm sure it was like rummaging around up in my brain somewhere. I always picture the brain workers in my brain just going around looking for a word. Like, he's trying to figure some word out. We got to find it. We got to figure it out. Whoever found the word beckon was just not fast enough to get to the to the front of the brain. Like, here it is right here. But it was beckoning when you do your little finger, like in the curve. You're beckoning. Come here. Come hither. So thank you, Jonathan, for setting us straight there. That's what we're looking for, folks. Some interaction, some commenting, some chat about the episode. We really want to get interactive with the audience and talk a little bit about the episode. But thank you, Jonathan. Now that all business is out of the way, Marissa, let's dive into the episode.
All right, this one had a lot going on. We're just going to run it from top to bottom because we've got things going in and out and around.
Whoa,
and and all over the place.
Yeah, it's careful with the in and out there. Careful.
So at the start of this episode, Diane brings Alicia into her new office, and I'm pretty sure it's Eli's old office. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
No. Eli's office was huge. This office was like medium sized. I thought, like, because Alicia had an office before, right? Before the one she shared with Carrie.
No, that was her office by herself, and then they put her second.
Oh,
they
put Carrie's office in there.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, it looked. I mean, it didn't look that much bigger for Alicia to be like eyes big, like, oh my god, this is my office.
Yeah, it was interesting, and we find out she has $10,000 for decoration.
See, this is the problem. Y'all at Lockhart Gardner get out of money troubles, and you're like, let's just throw around $10,000 to give her to decorate the office. I'm like, no, you don't need that. You need some fun action figures, some fun stuff to decorate your office. Like this is where we get into more trouble. Just nonsense spending. We're just gonna give you $10,000 to decorate your office however you like, and an art loan program. Of like, oh my God, y'all are just doing too much now.
Yeah, the art loan program is back. The other person who got an office in this episode was Carrie. Now, okay, poor Carrie. Carrie, whenever he gets moved in office, it's always a tragedy for him at the beginning. But also, I don't understand. Well, first of all, the office he's given has like a bunch of stored furniture. His desk is still in plastic. Like, it is not that great looking. But I wonder, I'm like, why couldn't they just take one desk out of Alicia's?
Yeah, I don't know.
And give that to Carrie. Like, I don't.
Is this the result of getting the floors back? Like, are we now like we have more room for, like, now we have more offices to spread people out? Now maybe you want to reorganize where things are. Maybe in that old office they're now putting like there's now like a cafeteria for the first year associates or something. I don't know, but like we are just reorganizing stuff now. Like, okay, now fourth years go here, equity partners go here. So yeah, I don't know, but poor Carrie, he's always getting the short shrift, and like. It's only going to make Carrie more and more bitter about what's going on in the Lockhart Gardner offices.
But at the same time, he keeps getting these little like carrots put in front of him, right? So like, Diane is like, well, there's a good chance we might lose a partner in the next 6 months. Oh, I wonder who that could be, Diane. I wonder what decision you made in the 2.5 hours you had last episode.
Carrie's like, who is it going to be? As if Diane would tell him. And then Diane's like, well, I can't say, but let's just say, judging by the looks of it, someone might be in a higher position. You might say a more supreme position than they were, but I can't really say much more about it, Carrie. You understand. The Diane giggle.
Yeah, the giggle. Yeah, I love it. And then she continues to say, like, one of the ways that Alicia made herself valuable was by hiring an associate. No, she was basically told to hire the associate and told which associate to hire by David Lee. But
we have a strong tradition of telling people what they're going to do, and we're going to do that to you too, Carrie. So here you go.
So he's going to have to hire a new associate. At the same time, it's a busy morning for Diane. Dropped off Alicia in her new office, dropped Carrie in the new office, and Kalinda is waiting for her because Diane wants to hire Kalinda to do some investigation for her background, given her new possible 6 months role of Supreme Court judge.
And be as organized as Kalinda is, because Kalinda at first has her orange notebook out for
a notebook, Jason, and I'm sure she has those aren't like crappy notebooks. Those are good notebooks.
Oh yes, I'm sure she picked them up at Stationery Fest.
She probably did.
2013. She probably did. But she has her orange notebook for Lockhart Gardner business, and she's like, "Oh, this is personal. Let me bring out my blue notebook for personal issues." Like, how many notebooks you got tucked back there, Kalinda?
She's like always prepared.
Blue is for personal. Purple is for extortion uses. Everything's color coded.
She is like me. She loves stationery. I don't know why you have to make fun of it so much, because Kalinda likes it. So there you go.
But like, I just want I want to see like kind of like lift up her shirt and like me. And just see like 5 notebooks just bandy, like as if like in Star Wars where they have the bandoliers.
Yes,
it's
like,
it's
just notebooks.
Bandoliers, notebooks, like for different uses.
Yes, agreed.
Like, how are you carrying that around? You don't have a bag with you. You just like you got them all tucked in like your waistband or something.
And this is again because we are watching the interactions of Kalinda and Alicia. So this is another way to pull Kalinda away from the case. And she calls Robin and says, I need you to take over my employee background checks, as Robin is walking into court to give a document to Alicia. And who's next to her? None other than good old Colin Sweeney.
Hey, it's Colin with his. Is this the first time he's sporting the goatee, or is this this last time too? He's got his like villainy goatee on.
Yes, and Alicia and Colin have a conversation about whether he likes it, if she thinks he's guilty but stands up for him anyway, or like defends him anyway, or if she thinks he's innocent. She's like, I think you like that. I think you're guilty, but in this case, I think you're innocent. And he's like, yeah, it really does kind of like ruin the whole fantasy thing for me. He mentions that like that Alicia fulfills some sort of Mary Poppins fantasy. That like, but the reason why we're here in court is because there was a party that Colin threw at a club. It got out of hand and it cost the club a lot of money, and it involved the shooting of a gun. But yeah, the Mary Poppins thing, I was like, oh, Colin Sweeney, you haven't changed at all.
Not a bit. Love it.
And so Isabel, the girlfriend who we met last time when she was on the stand by Alicia, like when they were trying to figure out if he murdered someone or not, she shows up and they're still together. Her and Colin are still together, and she loves it. She just loves it when Colin quotes other people. She's like, I love it when he talks like that. And we learned that Laura is the ASA on this case, and Laura and Alicia say hello to each other, and Colin's like, should I be jealous? Should I be jealous that you have a friend? And she goes, should you be jealous that I like her more than you? Yes, you should.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it before, but the Alicia Colin back and forth and banter is a really strong part of any Colin Sweeney guest appearance, because now this is what listen, we've had at least one per season, so this is what the fourth time they've gotten together, and now they kind of know each other's buttons to push and what they can and cannot get away with when they're talking to each other. So Alicia does no hiding of her disgust with Colin Sweeney, and I think she knows that he likes that. So it's what works about their dynamic of like, it's funny that you're so disgusted by me, and I love that you're disgusted by me, and I love that you show that. So I'm going to do things to like push your buttons to make you show that to me. So it's a really like odd, and I feel like
for him, very
key. He gets off on it. So it's a very interesting dynamic for them to have.
I'm not running anyone's kink, but that's definitely his.
Yeah. And let's not forget Isabel, who the last time we saw him, I don't think it wasn't a murder case. It was when he was trying to like get control back of his company, and Isabel was accusing him of sexual assault, which resulted in a child being birthed, which you don't hear anything about. Poor what was his name, Stanton, I think it was. We don't hear anything about poor Stanton in this episode, which was weird to me, but because they do have a child together currently. But yeah, let's not forget she was suing him for sexual assault because she says that he assaulted her, and which turned out for this baby to be born, which was not the full truth. And it was other things involving a turkey baster that happened.
Oh yeah.
That made this result in a child. But Colin likes this cunning so much that he decided to like, hey, like, you're devious like me. Let's get together and rule the world as a despicable, terrible duo.
And you kind of see this like Boris and Natasha thing like going on throughout the entire episode, because
Rocky and Bullwinkle pull is epic. Epic.
Thank you. But they are kind of like that because she has her own agenda as well, which we will talk about as we continue on. So this entire case starts off. Alicia and Laura are arguing in front of the court, and Alicia's basically saying it's been 6 months since the original charge, and we haven't gotten anything. He fired a gun, Laura is saying he fired a gun and it's a felony. And here we see the Judge Politi, I think. Yeah. He's like, I understand that we're all angry, and we like to express that anger with loud voices, but this is my courtroom. And then he decides to yell and plead this out, get this out of my court. It was just a party that got out of hand. Colin's like, I'm good with that. He's like, shut up, don't say anything. Obviously this judge has a bias against Colin, and he moves this to court mandated bargaining because he just wants to tie this up and not even have anything to do here. And basically Alicia saying we want him exonerated. Laura saying we want the full charge. Judge is like, what about like 1 year probation or 1 month probation? He's like 2 months probation. Great.
Yeah.
And Laura's like, no way, Jose. I want the full sentence.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this judge before. He's a very like no nonsense judge. Like he's very like he doesn't sugarcoat things. He's very out there. So I enjoy this judge more and more. I'm seeing him, but yeah, he's basically like this is nonsense. This is ridiculous. There's you should not be wasting my time with this lowly little gun charge. And so they didn't hurt anybody. There was no victim in this. No one got hit by the bullet. So like, let's get this thing put out and out of my face, please. And Alicia at first was like, we want our person exonerated, and that's that. But then she starts like negotiating. She's like, okay, yeah, I'll move to probation, sure. Which you would expect in any other thing. We're gonna start at one end of the extreme and make our way to the middle. But Laura's like, no, we're going for the full 6-year charge. This would be for a felony gun charge, and she is not budging. So I was like, okay, everyone finds this a little weird. Like that's not the norm. What is going on here?
Yeah. So yeah, especially because it's been 6 months, right? Like they're like, why aren't they wanting to move this off the docket? Like what's going on? So back at the firm, they're having this conversation, and Will's like, it's about the election. Peter doesn't want to look weak on crime. Just they're going to stall until after the election, the gubernatorial election. And Colin will be like, oh, Colin's like, great, love it. Meanwhile, we see Carrie. Carrie's like thinking.
Yeah, like, Carrie's got his gears going. He's like, yeah, something's off about this. Something's going on.
Something. Back in Alicia's office, Alicia's taking her time to look at fabric samples for her couch. And Isabel comes in and she's like, he talks about you. He talks about you a lot. Like, not sexually all the time, but sometimes. She's like, can I help you? Like, what is going on here?
I mean, it just goes to show that Isabel and Colin belong together. They're two peas in a pod. They both make things extremely uncomfortable whenever they enter a room. So it's like, yeah, you guys deserve each other for sure.
Yes. And she mentions that Colin has proposed to her, and she is concerned because she goes, Alicia, if I marry him, will he kill me?
And I love Alicia's like, response. I'm like, well, look at it this way. I'm not saying he did or did not kill his wife, but if he did kill his wife, it was because he killed her for her money, and so you don't have anything to worry about. Because basically, like, because you're brokey and you're the one mooching off someone with money in this instance. So I don't think you have anything to worry about him killing you.
And her response: "This is such a petty woman to woman thing. It's like your hair would look better if it was shorter." Like that's that's Isabel's response to it.
Yeah, because Isabel low-key sees Alicia as a threat to like, because I mean, it's not as if Alicia's going to go for Colin, but the fact that Isabel mentions the fact that Colin talks about her all the time is like, you're getting more of his attention than I should be getting. So I low-key don't like you. More to Marissa's point of women can't be friends.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. I mean,
but I don't think Alicia wants to be friends with this like psychotic Isabel.
Anyway. I mean, she's trying to be friends with Laura. See how that's going. Carrie has his first interview for the associate's position, and we meet a Gregory Stack. Robin briefs Carrie on who's coming in. His name's Gregory Stack. He went to Harvard. Carrie's like, did you say Harvard? Hello, Gilmore Girls fans saying hello. He clerked for the Supreme Court, or he clerks for Supreme Court Justice Wallace, and he is expecting $150K, and others are in pursuit. Carrie's like, cool, thanks for letting me know. Hey, Robin, why don't you stay for the interview? It'll be better with two people. Look severe.
Carrie, I don't know if Carrie just does not take this seriously. He's just like, hey, let's have a little fun with it. Why not?
Well, and also, like, Robin takes this, like, looks severe thing, like, to the max. She's like, she's got the stare down, all this stuff. And Craig's opening line is, for the summer, I built my own canoe. It's like, okay. He's going and he's talking about how that got him to think about how he wants to get his fingernails dirty, and working in the Supreme Court's office, or Supreme Court Justice's office. You don't really get to see how the law is done. And while I was writing the majority opinion on Miles, ding, ding, ding.
Carrie again makes a face. So like, Carrie's almost like an Elspeth, right? He's like, I'm getting pieces of the puzzle. They all, for some reason I know, fit together somewhere. Like when he hears this, he's like, I feel like I should be interested in this for some reason. I don't know why yet, but that sticks out to me.
And so as they're walking out, Carrie asks Robin, like, what do you think of him? And she goes, he's a braggart. And Carrie goes, is that a bad thing?
You don't like braggarts? I resemble that insult.
Do you think that there's something happening here? Like, is that why he's like asking this question?
No. I just think this is a fun pairing. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any. I get friend chemistry. I don't get like.
Well, yeah, because he's
romantic
still up on
chemistry.
the Kalinda part of it.
Yeah, we don't really get any movement on this episode, but yeah, I get the kind of what would you call it? Like the kind of like polar opposite pair from these two. Like it's
Yeah.
Carrie and Robin are two people you wouldn't think would be friends, but their chemistry works together for some reason.
Yes. And Robin does mention before the scene ends, people with something to brag about usually don't brag. Oh, no,
Hey,
Carrie.
hey,
No,
you don't hear me bragging. There's a reason why. You know? Just saying.
So later, Carrie's working late, and apparently Robin is too. They decide to stay at late while they're figuring this out. And this is when the light bulb goes off for Carrie, and he puts together that Greg was talking about Wallace's majority opinion on Miles. This is a decision from the Supreme Court that has not come through yet. And Carrie realizes that this opinion is going to really impact the Sweeney case. So he comes in and he tells Robin, he's like, hey, what was that, right? Like, I'm right on this, right?
Yeah, I would appreciate a little more hand holding at this with this information, that because we find out later about what the Miles case is about, but like I wish I could have understood more about why this.
Oh yeah, I have no idea
in the moment, because right now Miles is just a name. Like, why should I care? Why do we care about this Miles opinion? But Carrie will explain it later. But in the moment, I'm like, okay, like I don't understand why I'm supposed to be caring about this right now.
Well, it's so urgent that he goes to Alicia's house.
This is wild. This is crazy because it's so out of the norm, right? Of like characters that are going to interact that don't usually interact, characters that are places that usually aren't. It's like, oh, it's so interesting because it's so out of the norm.
Yeah. And Grace answers the door.
Thankfully, this will be the limit of Grace's involvement in this episode.
But she delivers one of the funniest things that I think she could have said in this entire episode. So he's like, hi, I'm Carrie Argos. I'm here. I work with your mom. And so she knocks on Alicia's door and says, Carrie Argus is here.
Alicia, who's apparently in the middle of a shower at this point. Grace's like, Mommy, your work friend is here, Mr. Argus. Poor Mackenzie Vega, who I learned recently is the sister of the Spy Kids, Alexa Vega.
Love to see it.
Makes sense. She looks like her. She was like, okay, Mackenzie, you're going to come in here and you're going to deliver this 2 lines of dialogue and then you're going to go home for the day. Good job.
Get that bank. Get that money.
Get that money, yeah.
Yeah, so basically it comes down to this. The Miles decision is going to affect Sweeney's sentencing to a point that, like, his even having a gun in the situation is going to be a felony. And we are living in the 3 strikes and you're out type of rule. Like, you can have 3 felonies and then on your 3rd one, you're going to life in prison. So basically, that is what Alicia is up against. But then it's also complicated by the fact that Alicia asked for a speedy trial at the arraignment. And I did not know this, that there's an actual time on speedy, like of what speedy means. And it's 160 days. So Carrie's like, yeah, so tomorrow is the 160th day.
Just so happens, what a coincidence that the information we find out now is so relevant that it's going to take place, is going to expire tomorrow. Wouldn't you know it? Can we also talk about the fact that Alicia did not elect to...
She's like ready.
No, she's not elect to get dressed. She's not elect to do anything. She's in a towel. Like,
she's in a robe.
I thought she was in a towel. I thought it was like one of those jobs where you put the towel on and you wrap it. Because I can see her shoulders. I can't see her shoulders when she's in a robe.
Oh, I didn't see her shoulders.
Creamy shoulders. Like, she wasn't like, all right, give me like 5 minutes to get into some, like, I don't know, athleisure apparel to, like, she like gets out of the shower, is like, oh, put the towel on. Yeah, Carrie, what's up? Like, this is so unprofessional. Okay, get dressed.
Yes. At the same time, like, when would Carrie show up at her door? Like, it would have to be an emergency. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
But
I mean, it's going to take me 2 seconds to put on a freaking sweatpants and sweatshirt.
okay, there's a lot that goes on in a girl shower. Like, let me just tell you, she could have been in everything shower. She could want to hop back in and finish some stuff. Like, there's a lot going on.
Finish some stuff.
Like shaving. Like, what if she was in the middle of shaving and then it's like, oh, I only have like one leg done.
Are we doing tax preparation in the shower? What are we doing? Get in there and finish up.
There are many levels, Jason. Many levels. Talk to the women in your life.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm aware. Trust me. I've seen my water bill. I'm aware. Yeah, but like it's just
to keep the men in our lives happy and satisfied. So blame the patriarchy as usual.
As per usual. But yeah, like this, it's so coincidental that like, oh, and guess what? We have a 1 day running clock on this.
Yeah, 1 day. And also they also have to like come get a judgment on this case before the Supreme Court drops the opinion. So there's 2 clocks. We've got the speedy trial clock and then we've got the decision clock. And basically at the end of this, Alicia's just like, oh, we have to run the fastest case in history.
Like, for some reason that was the trigger of the opening credits.
It was.
And yeah, it's so this is gonna be a very interesting thing. We gotta run against a couple clocks here.
Yes. So right in court the next day, Alicia's like, okay, I would like to again say that I asked for a speedy trial, and here's evidence that I asked for it in the affidavit from the arraignment, and we asked for this 159 days ago. So basically, Laura, you're gonna have to be ready for a case, or you're gonna have to release Colin Sweeney. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think at first Carrie is like, hey, we're not ready, but they're not ready either. So maybe they'll just call it. But no, because, and the funny thing is like this is a kind of an accepted thing of like, yeah, I mean, everyone asks for a speedy trial because like you're kind of expected to, but no one actually gets one, right? Because when Alicia proposes this, like, hey, we asked for speedy trial, that's what we meant. Everybody's like, oh, like the judge included is like, oh, really? Like you actually want a speedy trial? Like, oh, damn, I did not anticipate this at all. Like, and Laura's like, yeah, everyone asked for that, but no one gets it. Like, so, like, what's the big deal? It's like, well, it's the law, so we got to do it.
Well, it's also like not only does no one get it, but no one pushes on it. Yeah. Like, no one getting it is a larger systemic problem. Yeah. So back at the firm, they're like, okay, we got 2 hours until we have to go back in court to start this trial. Do we have a ballistics expert? Which are my favorite words to hear anytime, because you know who that means.
Baby.
You know who's going through the door. And Colin, of course, like, I want the best. And Will's like, well, the best is Kurt McVeigh. And I wonder if we could find him. I wonder if someone could call him or know where he's at. And Diane's like, I think he's on a trial. Well, I wonder if we could get him to come over.
I wonder if there's anyone in this whole wide world that could sweet talk Kurt McVeigh into coming on to this case. Diane, do you think there's anyone, Diane, that would be able to talk to him, Diane, to get him on this case, Diane? And Diane's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that would be.
And Colin is like, ooh, am I missing
drama?
Oh, let me know. Like, what's going on?
Anytime Colin can like smell blood in the water, he's willing to pounce on. He's like, ooh, what's the tea? What's the tea, girl? Let's kiki. Before that was even a thing. Give me the tea, girl. What's going on with you and Kurt?
Yes, which is why I think he's okay in jail. Like because he's like learning everything that's going on.
Yeah. So and the interesting thing about Diane and Kurt is that we never really get an update on their relationship status. So I wasn't sure like where we were going with this. Like, have they been dating consistently, or have they not been talking? We don't really get any big updates in between Kurt McVeigh sightings.
We can infer using our context clues that she at least knows that he's working on a case.
Yes, so true.
That is going on with that. And then Colin is also like, okay, this is great. So Alicia, you're fantastic, but I need a name partner on this. I want to have like the biggest gun. Diane's like, great, Will's available.
And Will, who he just started putting the on Diane, like, you and your boyfriend Kurt, Diane and Kurt. I was like, well, actually, now we're gonna turn it back on you because Hallinger is the prosecutor, and so Will, you don't have a problem, right? Get on this case. You don't have an issue here. There's no big problem with you being on this case with Hallinger and Alicia, right? You're good. He's like, oh well, actually, no. I also have relationship issues that are going to hamper this case.
Yeah, and I love when he tells Diane, and Diane's like, really? You're dating? Oh my gosh, that would be so good. And she's like, don't worry about it. Just get Colin to sign off. We're covered by malpractice. La la la.
I almost expected Diane to poo Will, like, Will again. Like, why do I keep talking to you about the fact that you keep banging people that are supposed to be like that we're supposed to be working with? Come on, man.
She's preoccupied with her own thoughts.
Well, it almost is like, oh, you and Hallinger. Okay, I can see that. Of like, yeah, because the last time they tried to interview someone that Will was having sex with, and Diane's like, really, Will, again? Like, but now she's like, oh, okay, I can see it. You and Hallinger, you and cute couple.
It's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I love this scene, but I also hate the scene. So Will awkwardly pulls Colin Sweeney out of a conversation with Alicia. He's like, hey, can we talk? Can we talk like out here? Like not in front of Alicia. Like, can we talk like out here? Out here.
I also want to know what Alicia and Colin were talking about, because like as Will's like approaching the office, you see this animated conversation Alicia's having, and she's making like a face. I wrote down like, what is Alicia saying to Sweeney right now? Because it was a weird like. It was like, is she like joking around with Colin? Like, what? I didn't know this was a thing for them. But yeah, you can just see, because Will's like, yeah, it's not only about Hallinger, it's the fact that it's going to be Hallinger and Alicia and me. This weird thing. Like, he doesn't want to tell Diane that, obviously, but at the same time,
and he doesn't want to tell Alicia that. Like, he doesn't want to let Alicia. Although Alicia did give her blessing and everything, he's trying to not rock the boat as much.
We just don't want to talk about it. We want to pretend like it's not happening and like all that. But yeah, and this conversation with Colin is wild, but to be expected, but wild.
Like, oh, are we confessing? Like, no, I just want to let you know, like, I'm dating Laura Hallinger, who's the ASA on this case. And his response is it a sexual relationship? And Will goes, I'm not sure I want to talk about that. And he goes, well, I pay you $22 million a year. So I want to know, is it a sexual relationship? And he says, not yet. Oh, but you want it to be? Well, fine. I will sign off as long as I get the details on whatever happens going forward.
And, folks that didn't watch the episode, Marissa is using probably 1/15 of the creepiness that Colin did with this.
I can't do it.
He's like, is it a sexual relationship? He's like, yeah, sure, as long as I get all the details. I think he literally wants Will to update him on the sex.
Yeah, he just wants to play by play. Yeah.
Tell me all about it and speak slowly, please.
We also overhear Carrie saying to Robin, I guess we should invite Greg back for an interview and hope that he'll brag about when the opinion is being published. Meanwhile, Kalinda has some information for Diane. And the way Kalinda just has a way of presenting information that is hilarious at times. So she sits Diane down and is like, listen, I'll only tell you as much as I want you, or as you want to know. Like, you can tell me to stop at any time. And she begins to read some fan fiction from the Vampire Diaries. And this is explicit. And Diane is like, huh? And Kalinda's like, well, you wrote it. She's like, I did not write it. Does it go on like that? And Kalinda goes, yeah, they have sex in a pickup truck. Diane goes, I'm happy for them. But this was just so comedic. But it does turn out that all of this came from Diane's IP address. So this can be not great for the election going forward.
Yeah, it can be traced back to her. And like you said, Kalinda delivers this in the best manner, because she doesn't start out by being like, hey, so listen, what you're about to hear is some Vampire Diary fanfic that was found in your IP. She just starts out reading the fanfic of this graphic, not graphic, but this sexual thing between, I don't know Vampire Diaries like that, between I'm assuming a normie and a vampire, and just leaving Diane to look at her so bewildered for the next 10 seconds of like, why are you reading this to me? And what am I supposed to get from this? And it was like, oh, this wasn't you? Because this you. The internet says this you. So you better like get that figured out to say this wasn't you.
Yeah, and Kalinda continues questioning, like, is there anyone else that has access to your computer? And she's like, oh, my housekeeper. And Diane's like, don't worry, I'll talk to her. And this is where Kalinda leans in and says, listen, Diane, like, you're going to have to distance yourself from this person, which means you're going to have to fire her, and you're going to have to do it now, because this is what your life is going to be like. And then she says something that I had to put in all caps because, again, we are living in 2026. But this was an election issue for a judgeship in 2013. Kalinda says, if your name becomes associated with vampire fan fiction, the ridicule is going to be hard to beat. Just looking at where we are now, I had to just take a pause and be like, okay, times have changed.
Vampire fanfic is the least of your concerns in 2026.
Exactly. So back in court, we are introduced to Mr. Catalani, and he shot some cell phone footage of the shooting. And Laura is so unprepared. She's like, okay, so you shot this on a cell phone? Yeah, okay, cool. And like, you're here in gym clothes because you came from the gym. And he's like, yeah, you called and I came from the gym. And I was on the treadmill and I was watching the TV, and the judge is like, shut up, like, we're done. this is she's super flummoxed about this. And then the judge is like, I'm so sorry, we're all actors without a script. And then I was like, oh my God, did they improv this? But in the end, what went down at this party, we find out that Colin Sweeney had Al Capone's gun, and he wanted to William Tell the situation, put an apple on Isabel's head and shoot it off her head, because he thought it was cool.
Which, like, everyone in the room was probably like, yeah, that tracks. No one finds that to be odd. It's like, yep, that's Colin. It seems like it's something Colin would do.
Yeah. So Laura finishes her questioning, and Will is just like, hey, were you ever fired by Colin Sweeney? No. Okay, cool. Done.
Well, we found out he kind of was. He was downsized. So it's like, oh, so yeah, are you testifying for revenge against Colin? Is that your motive here? Is that why you're doing this? So kind of discredits a little bit, but then is kind of confirming like Colin was doing some. Yeah, Colin was doing some wild stuff with a gun. So maybe he was the one that shot this bullet off.
Yeah, so Defense is like, cool, we're done with this guy. Ballistics expert. Laura's like, he's stuck in Salt Lake City, and Will is getting a little, he's being Will. He's doing his job. And he's like, well, we can't help the fact that Laura or Hollinger is not prepared. And the judge is like, I agree. We can call your ballistics expert back as rebuttal witness when he arrives. Then we get Diane finding Kurt. And it is so cute. It is so adorable. It is so, love it. So Kurt is on the stand testifying in another case about blood trails or whatever. And he's in his Kurt monologue bag. Like, he knows exactly what he's going to say. And Diane walks in and he can't handle it. Like, he loses train of thought. He tries to restart. He does all of this stuff. He asks for the question again. And I just was like,
yeah. That's what Diane will do to you, Kurt.
Yeah.
He's like, I the guns and bullets, they do things.
Blood and the trails
and it hurts when you're hit by a bullet. Yeah, that's all I got for you.
Like, I'm getting hit by the bullet of love.
Oh yeah, like Cupid's arrow, but a bullet.
Exactly. So he walks out of the courtroom and like looks around for Diane. He's like, I was distracted. She's like, you did great. He's like, no, I was distracted. And then, of course, because Diane cannot talk about her feelings or anything, like, she has to like bring up the election, right? I was like, oh, so sorry to hear about Romney. And they go back and forth on that a little bit. And in the end, Diane asks for Kurt's help with Colin Sweeney case. Like, hey, just trust me on this. Like, I know it's Colin Sweeney, but do it for me, please.
But it's also interesting because it seems like they haven't spoken in a while.
At least through the election, which is 2013, and the election was in 2012.
Yeah, but that also tells you, like, okay, so they don't talk regularly, but Diane knew he was on another case. Like,
she's stalking him.
She's stalking this man. She's like, what is Kurt doing today? Like, So yeah, so I guess this tells us like they're not in constant contact. They're not in a quote unquote relationship as you would call it. But I like how she's like, hey, so yeah, I need you on a case. She's like, oh great, what's the case? She's like, Colin Sweeney. He's like, what'd you say? And she's like, Colin Sweeney. Like, hear me out, Like, because I feel like anyone in this world, when they hear Colin Sweeney, it's like, oh, well, that's he's probably guilty though, right? So I only like, as Kurt has told us many times before, he only takes on innocent clients.
Exactly.
And so Diane's like, well, I mean, he's actually innocent this time, believe it or not.
It's like even guilty people can be innocent every once in a while. Also in the halls of the court, Laura stops Alicia. Like, hey, hey, Alicia's like, I'm so sorry about the speed of the kid, like trying to be like a friend thing. Like, I know I put you in this position, whatever. And Laura's like, yeah. Do you have a relationship with Will?
Oh boy, yeah. Because I mean,
you were actually involved with him.
Yeah, last episode we saw Hallinger like looking in on Will and Alicia, like that seems like there's something there. So I think this is the continuation of that because Laura's like, trying to figure out if this is going to be a thing with Will or not. And I'm surprised that Alicia was as honest as she was.
Yeah, she does say like it happened a while ago. It's over. You're my friend. He's my friend. I'm glad you are whatever you are.
It's like, Alicia, should you be just like volunteering this information all around the world?
The court, even.
Yeah, I mean, because let's be real, everyone in this world knows, but they don't know. They suspect, right. They think. But this is Alicia really confirming, like, yeah, me and Will were banging, like, a while ago, but we were doing it. So yeah, I was a little surprised, even that it is Hallinger, her friend, that she's just like giving that information up freely.
Agreed.
This information that she tried so hard, that she and Will tried so hard to get, like, stricken from the record.
Yeah, it's almost like she wants to be found out. It's almost like she wants someone to hear about it.
Yeah, because let's not forget, this was the big fear of Will's grand jury testimony getting out there, that she and Will had a affair, and now it's just like, oh yeah, me and Will, yeah, we banged. Like, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you just out there with it now. Okay.
Well, she did say a long time ago. She didn't say, like, so it could be.
Okay, yeah. I didn't think about that. I was like, yeah, in college we did. Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Yeah. So Isabel's on the stand for the defense. This is important. It's for the defense. And testifies that Colin couldn't have shot the gun because they were having sex in the rose salon.
They were having anal sex.
First she says sex. And then upon clarification, she asks Ed, what were you doing in the rose salon? And she says anal.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for, I mean, it's saying intercourse, like, number one, just puts the image in your head. And then
for some of us.
Oh yeah, not for you, luckily. And then we put like, this is too much. Like, all right, okay, we didn't need that much information. We need that much detail.
Yeah, and questions get passed to Laura, and Laura's like, should we just like dismiss your territory or your testimony because you are involved and your testimony could be biased? And aren't you going to marry him? And she says, I have my concerns. After all, he killed his first wife. And Colin's like, oh my God, what are you? Like, he is turned on by this. There is a smirk. There is a recognition. And he also whispers to Will in this moment, looks like your girlfriend's going to need some makeup sex. It's so gross, you guys. Like, the fact that but I am just reporting what happened.
Yeah, Colin will never not take a moment to make it weird.
Yes, exactly. So Greg is called back in for his second interview, and he's like, oh, I really didn't expect to like be back here. Carrie's like, yeah, I was talking to Robin, and we realized we didn't ask you anything about the Supreme Court justice. And he's like, oh, can I take this phone call? My mom's in the hospital. Oh, just kidding. I just got an offer from Hockney and Barnes. I'm done. Thanks though.
Yeah, they like Carrie in particular is not being super subtle. He's just like, hey, so like, we didn't get the chance to ask you about the Miles opinion. Like, he literally burrows down on this one thing of like, what about this thing? And Stuck's about to say probably what Carrie wants him to say. He was like, oh yeah, like you said, sorry guys, you had your chance. got hired by the firm. I'm outie. Like right when we were about to get him to say what he needed to say.
But I also love at the end of the like he's walking out and Carrie's like, but wait, we might want to hire you.
Poor Carrie.
And Robin decides she's going to go after him, not about a job. So there were definitely some like vibes, at least from Greg to Robin during some of their interactions. So she could see that she has something she can play with.
More like some vibes from Greg to Robin. I'm not sure if Robin was returning the vibes. She's like, I got something here. And I do wonder if this is like learning at the knee of Kalinda. Could be. Like, it has inspired her to go about it in this fashion.
Could be. So they review the simulation that was put together by the ASA's ballistics attorney. And
quick note of who's in the room.
We got Will, we got Diane, we got Kurt. That was it.
We got
Kalinda. No Alicia,
who's a big part of the defense team and probably should be in this room as Kalinda is going over this very pertinent information. But Alicia is absent for some reason.
Not there.
Nothing to do with Kalinda being in the room as well. Man.
So Kurt watches the simulation. It shows that it came from the Rose Salon. And Diane's like, look, we only got like 2 hours to rebut this testimony. And Kurt's like, okay. We're going out. Where? To rebut your testimony. Like, he is like the man of the fewest words. Mm-hmm. So Diane and Kurt go to the club where the shooting took place. And this, I can't. I love this so much. Diane's like obviously like gonna follow him wherever, because this is the time that they have together, right? Like oh my gosh, I'm gonna follow him. So she looks at her watch, and Kurt goes, "It'll take as long as it takes." Like they're already married, right? Like it's already like it takes as long as it takes. And she then goes, "Are you still with your protege?" Last time I saw her, she was sprinkling her Fox News pixie dust.
Oh my gosh, bro.
This is after conversations about Obamacare and all this other stuff. And then as Kurt is like doing his little lineups and stuff like that, Diane asks, "Are you going back to the country tonight?" The country being, I don't know,
the sex barn,
Wisconsin. Oh, are you at the Edgewater? And he goes, "Dinner?" She's like, yeah, dinner sounds great. We got there. So back on the stand, Kurt explains what he was doing, and he explains the rainbow effect, which is basically gravity's effect on a bullet. Like how high the trajectory of the bullet is depends on the weight of the bullet. Because we were using an old gun, this one flew a little lower than a bullet that would be used in today's day and age. And he also very, very keenly says it didn't come from the Rose room. The shot came from the Camellia room. And Diane is sitting, eating all of this up, and she smiles. She's just so proud.
My man. This case really turns into the game of Clue. We determined that the crime was made in the Camellia room by the gun by Colonel Mustard.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. At this point, Kalinda comes in, and she's got more news for Diane. And this news is a little bit different and not as lighthearted or silly as the fan fiction. She basically asked Diane if she knew someone by the name of Jacob Greenberg, aka Jake Greenberg. Like, yeah, I worked with my dad. He was convicted of un-American activities and ended up dying by suicide, which is a interesting parallel to right now. But my dad was Jake's BFF. Like, he stood by him. Like, this is everything. And we know that Diane looks at her dad, like, holds him up on a very, very high pedestal.
Yes.
Kalinda goes, yeah, well, okay. So there was a House committee on un-American activities, and they talked to some professors, including your dad. And Diane's like, he turned Jake in? Like, yeah, it's a rumor, though, right? Like, we don't have any proof of this. It's just like minutes were taken.
It's like, oh, actually got the proof right here, bro. Uh-oh, it's gonna be bad for your dad. Which is like, what is the key issue here? Is it just that he snitched on his friend and that doesn't look good? Like,
well, so like if your friend, okay, so say I got Nope, I'm not going to say anything. Say person A. In this case, okay, so
say there was a paramilitary force out there looking for people, looking for certain people.
We're looking for un-American people.
Yeah.
And like you were out there like every day saying this force of frozen water is not good. Like this is bad. We don't like frozen water. Super bad. I can't believe this is happening every day. You're like the poster child for bad frozen water, right?
Yes.
But then it comes out that and you have a kid and they're like, oh my gosh, my dad is so cool. Like look at him go. Like, oh my gosh, these values. I love this. It's so fantastic. I just want to be like my dad when I grow up. But then you find out that dad was meeting with the government and talking.
I know someone in Chicago. Right?
Exactly.
You guys should be go like maybe just take a look at. I'm just saying.
I mean, Baltimore is also a place to look. So that is what the situation is, because Diane has held her dad up on the pedestal of also like being against censorship and like standing up for freedom of rights and all of this stuff. And she learned that her dad was working with the government and actually turning people in. That's kind of like a moral hypocrite type of situation for her. So she tells Kalinda, like, look, we can stop. We can stop here. Like,
not my daddy. Say bad things about my daddy.
Can't do it. So then, wait, hold on. Where did hold on, everybody? Lost me. Oh yeah, stop. But she tells Kalinda, don't stop investigating. Like, I just need a moment. Like, let's do this. So now we're back in court, and Laura Hellinger, Laura Hellinger calls on Isabel to the stand. And she's like, yeah, okay, so like when you were having sex, like would you say it was like wild sex, like you didn't know where you were? She's like, yeah, obviously. And upon further thought, I wasn't in the Rose room, I was in the Camilla room. Or Camellia room. And Will's like, this is upset. Like, this is, she already testified. They're like, well, she can't change her testimony upon further reflection.
Yeah, so now, Isabella's using her testimony to kind of like put the screws to Colin. Like, oh, actually, we weren't in that room. We were, the room I said we were where the bullet was fired. We're actually in the other room where the new calculation said the bullet was fired. So I was like, wow, this is like outwardly just screwing Colin over.
Yeah. Robin and Greg are meeting up at the bar, and Greg is so into Robin. Like, and also like I don't know if this is true of her or whatever, but she is like saying, like, I shot my own brother. I went to juvie, and he's like, oh my God, a felon? Like, doing it even more for him. He's like, she asks about the opinion. She's like, can I read it? And he's like, no, but you could read it in 40 hours. So that's all she needed. She runs back to Carrie, tells about the 40 hours. Robin is super drunk at this point. She wants pizza. Carrie tries taking her home. She doesn't want to go home. She just wants more pizza.
Was this accurate Chicago pizza, Marissa?
It was just no, it really was. It would have been cut in squares, and it would have been thinner if it was traditional, like tavern style pizza.
Interesting.
Hey, good question though. Carrie also calls Alicia to say like, hey, this is coming down to 40 hours. Call me when you wake up or whatever. And Alicia is otherwise occupied.
Ooh.
She is sleeping and dreaming of Will. And then Amanda comes in.
Not Amanda. Well, Amanda Pete, but
Amanda Pete. Yeah, sorry.
Laura. This is a wild like scene where it's like I almost thought it was going to, because we see Alicia laying down, looking like in some sort of bed scenario, and she's got Will on her left side, like kissing her. Like, I almost thought Peter was going to come on the right side, and like it was going to be like this. Which side should I go to?
Oh, but no.
It gets
there was no Peter.
No Peter. That. It gets wild though, because like it changes to Will and Alicia making out. It's like, and then it changes to Laura instead of Alicia on top of Will. It's like, whoa! It's like, oh my God. So yeah, Alicia could be doing anything in that bed. I don't know, but I guess she was just dreaming and sleeping. We didn't hear any,
okay.
We didn't hear anything of that. But she's just dreaming.
Network television. We would never hear
network
that.
TV. Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, so Alicia's down bad. She's got it bad for this. She's like, she's still dreaming of Will, but now Laura has, intercepted in her dreams of Will. Like, she wakes up like, oh my God, can't believe it.
It's like
nightmare.
I care for her, and she's my friend. Oh crap! And a half. She's in my dreams. Kurt and Diane are talking over the day in Kurt's hotel room, is all I can think of. And Kurt is sitting there. Diane has her legs over his lap and everything, and they're talking like, I idolize my father. And Kurt's like, people are always more than one thing, Diane. Like, yeah, but if he was the hypocrite, what does that make me? And he says, you patterned your life after what you admired. You can't be held to account for the sins you didn't know about. Just like, you're so good at this. And I was like, he is really good at this.
Oh my God, this gets her just swoon of like, oh Kurt, so dreamy. You're so just analytical and logical.
Oh, yes. Kurt. Like, oh, thank you. And she says, why do we keep running into each other or running away from each other? He's like, I don't know. And then the next thing out of Diane Lockhart's mouth is, we should get married.
I was like, excuse what? Huh? Like, just blurts it out like, hey, let's get married. Why don't we? Let's do this.
We should get married. And she's like, oh, did I say? Oh, just forget that I said that. I'm really embarrassed. Just like forget what I said, and then we're gonna make out more.
Yeah, Kurt kind of gives her like a look of like,
are you serious?
Did you say what I think you just said? And she's like, I just, I'm just being silly. Just forget I said anything. Like, sure.
So the next day, Alicia tells Colin about the 40 hours, and she's like, I can't help you unless I know what's going on. Like, why is Isabel testifying for both sides? Like, what's going on? He goes, you're so funny. You think I actually know what's going on with the person I'm involved with. We also see a scene of Kurt reviewing the tape of the night of the shooting, which will come in handy with another aha that he has later.
Also be noted, this party, the little we saw of the party, there's like very scantily clad people just running around. So it's definitely a party you would assume Colin Sweeney would be throwing.
Like an Eyes Wide Shut party with a gun and an apple. Kalinda does have more information on Diane and comes in, and Diane's like, okay, so you're going to tell me, like right now, you're going to tell me you have this on your computer. You found out that that you were wrong and my dad's still amazing and it's fantastic.
It's like, no, it's even worse for you.
Yeah.
I have way worse bad. Every time I come and see you, I have more bad news. Like, this is going to be even worse news now. Great.
And it's a video of Kurt protesting on the front lines, being very vocal about the Second Amendment and his right to bear arms, and also how he doesn't think that Obama knows more than Thomas Jefferson, and also maybe this thing about seceding from the Union. And that is the nail in the coffin for this situation, because I don't think that Peter would welcome anyone that is running in any circle with anyone that's talking about seceding.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not Kurt saying he wants to secede. He's like, but I can see why someone would say that.
And I won't stand in their way.
Yeah. So it's like, ooh, it's not the worst you could do, but it's pretty bad. It's a pretty bad look for you to be saying that.
Yes. And Kalinda's like, I would advise that you put whatever you have with Kurt on hold for now. Just like, okay, 6 months. 6 months. It'll be 6 months. Alicia then has to sit down with Isabel and is like, okay, like you had some concerns with Colin, like talk to me. She's like, I'm not concerned. I was joking. I'm not concerned. I just don't want a prenup. Oh, that's it? Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay. And then she's like, I was wrong about your hair. Your hair looks good.
Yeah, so this really explains why, Isabel changed her testimony. She's now trying to leverage the situation and be like, hey, I can help you or I can hurt you. And if you get rid of this prenup, I can help you again. I guess she's going to retake back her testimony, be like, actually, you know what? I was in the camellia room. It was in the whatever room it was before. Pitch posh. Listen, Colin Sweeney's paramour is going to Colin Sweeney paramour. She's like, hey, I know an opportunity when I see one, and I'm going to use this right now.
Well, and I think that's where the smirk came from because they like obviously this conversation was going on between Colin and Isabel for a while. But so when she was on the stand and she switched her testimony, he's like, "Game on! I see you. You're doing exactly what I would do." Greg comes to visit Robin at work. And, like, you weren't answering my text, so I just thought I'd show up. Like,
That's what you should do for sure.
He's like, I kind of know what you were after. I looked you up. You're not even a lawyer. She's like, oh, so sorry about that. He's like, yeah, the decision is going to be posted or the opinion is going to be posted at 5 p.m. You have till 5 p.m. Can I see you again? And Robin's like, no, but thank you.
She's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I think Greg thought they had something. He's like, yeah, listen, I know you're trying to swindle me, but I feel like we got something, right? Rob's like, no, we had nothing. You're a braggart. I hate braggarts.
Exactly. Kurt and Diane go back to the club because Kurt had seen something in the video and it had to do with a lamp that was ricocheted. It wasn't necessarily knocked down. It was ricocheted by the bullet. Diane is like completely out of it in this entire scene. She's just like staring off into nowhere. Kurt's like, don't be embarrassed. Like, I am not rejecting it. I just need time. And he explains that the ricochet proves that Colin Sweeney is innocent. So Kurt goes back on the stands and he goes into this whole thing of like, into my calculations, I take into account human testimony, which is unreliable. And Will's like, hurry it up. We only have till 5. Like, hurry it up. And he explains that the lamp was excluded from evidence because they thought it was knocked over. But the ricochet proves that Colin Sweeney is innocent, pretty much. Will's like, great. Cool. Here is, here's, where do you think it came from? And Laura's like objecting up the wazoo. And the judge is like, no, no, we're going to keep this going. But Will basically put the shooter at where the man with the gym clothes was standing when he took the video of everything. Kurt confirms that the defense rests, and Laura is just like, what is going on?
Well, because Will's like, and Your Honor, that will wrap up our questioning. We rest. We have written up our brief on summation. And I think we're good. And the judge goes to Alicia, like, all right, well, I guess give you your summation. Alicia's like, Colin didn't do it, and he should be let go. That's it. Bye.
That's it. And the judge is like, I am loving this. I am loving this new way of doing trials.
Because we were trying to get this thing wrapped up before 5 o'clock when the opinion comes out. Because if Colin, like to simplify it, if Colin is found guilty of this like low class felony right now before this position comes out, it would be like a misdemeanor. But if this opinion comes out and Colin is found guilty, he's going to get life in prison because this will be his 3rd strike. Like, because of the other shenanigans he's done and whatnot. If he gets found guilty of this will be his 3rd strike. He'll be put in prison for life, even though it is just for a like class whatever felony. It'll be taken a lot more seriously. It'll be double enhancement, which is what this opinion is about. And so we got to, because in case he's found guilty, we have to get this thing in before this judgment comes down.
Yes, exactly. The judge is deliberating, and Kurt goes to visit Diane's office, and he's like, I think we should wait and think about marriage. And Diane's like, I worry we'll always be waiting. And Kurt's like, that's not bad. Like, we could do it. We could do that. And then he's like, he leaves and he says, I'll talk to you. And Diane lets it sit for a minute, and then she stands up and she says, wait, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait anymore. Like, let's get married, basically. And he
says, just please.
Yes. And then what? Which is a fair question from Kurt.
Yeah.
Like, and then what?
But Diane, girl, stand up. He do like if this man's like, yeah, I don't want to marry you right now. Do not be like, oh, please, wait.
Okay, we have different opinions on this. I think she was sitting there realizing that she will never have a life outside of the law. She will never be able. She will always, if she chooses the Supreme Court ship at this moment, she will always choose the next best thing, and it'll never stop. And there will never be a time for. It's like she's standing at a fork in the road, and she's like, if I go this way, I'm going to choose career, and I will never be able to be with Kurt. Or I could choose Kurt right now And I haven't thought anywhere else down the line. Like, she's planned out her whole judgeship, but she hasn't thought anywhere else down the line. And that's why when he says, and then what? She's like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I guess. But it's not as if she's choosing between Kurt and the judgeship. I mean, maybe she kind of low-key is, but it's not as if she's saying, if I marry Kurt, I'm going to abandon the judgeship thing.
She is, because she knows that she cannot run, she cannot be, and she doesn't want to wait. She doesn't want to wait the 6 months. So I think in her mind, she's saying, I'm going to give up all of this. I don't think it's worth going through all of this if I cannot be with the man I love, Kurt McVeigh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she might still try for the judgeship, but just knowing that it might be all for naught, because if she does choose to marry Kurt, that her marriage to Kurt might prohibit the judgeship.
Why would she do that to Peter?
I mean,
why would Peter let her do that?
I mean, listen, Peter's not in charge of who she gets married to, but I just think everyone knows if she does go through with this, there's a high probability that she won't get a judgeship, that Peter will change his mind. He'd be like, I don't think you should be having a judgeship based on Kurt.
She's going to use that as a way to get out of it, as opposed to like recruiting herself in general. She's going to be like, I married Kurt McVeigh, and they're going to be like, that's so nice, you're no longer in consideration.
Yeah, so I don't know if Diane's going through just some kind of like crisis of consciousness, or why she is so hell-bent on this right now. And the fact that Kurt is so non-committal with her is just like, it bugs me that she's like begging for this man to, like, not begging, but she's like really like trying to get his attention when he just does not seem super interested. Yeah, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way that Diane, this like strong woman, is just like, oh please, Kurt, marry me. And he's just like, and when she goes, yeah, but I feel like if we don't do it now, we'll be waiting forever. He's like, is that a bad thing? Like, ooh, like that's not what you want to hear from the person you want to get married to. Like, maybe that's fine. Like, I kind of don't want to marry you. I kind of like, because Kurt has always been this very like solitary person. He goes as the wind blows. He goes the way he wants to go, and I don't think Kurt is a settle down type. Kurt wants to do whatever he wants to. He's on many occasions when he and Diane have matched wits, gotten together, he's like, hey, let's go on a tropical vacation right now, right this very second, drop what you're doing and do this and that. And Dan's like, I can't do that. They are extreme opposites in several different ways, but for whatever reason that really appeals to Diane. I don't know if it's like a complex, she like wants to go against her better nature, she wants to be a rebel, she wants to be a bad girl, and being like, I want to go for the guy that's like polar opposite of me. Like, I'm not sure.
Opposites attract. Like, I don't think you could get any different. I mean, yeah, like I don't want to say too much because I remember a lot going forward with their relationship.
Yeah.
But I think this is true. Like, opposites attract, and he is so they are also similar in the like amount of the conviction they have about what they believe in. Like, just as much as he believes in the Second Amendment and not standing in the way of anyone wanting to secede from the country, she is going to stand up for civil rights, and she is going to, you know what I mean? Like, they have that conviction in common. They're just on different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And so I think she sees that, and she's like, I always wanted someone that believes in something as much as I do. Unfortunately, it's someone that believes on the other side of the spectrum than I do.
But babe, I think you can find someone that believes in the same things you do as fervently as you do.
Okay, but also we have to remember this is 2013, and also she's an older woman. There's a thing that, like, as speaking as someone who is in her mid-40s going through this, there comes a point where you're like, is this it? Like, is this it? Like, am I going to be alone for, at least for me, like, am I going to be alone for, and I have to like come to terms with that. And so I could see that she's also maybe coming to terms, not saying that she's settling for Kurt McVeigh in any way, because I will ship them till the end of time. But I think that might be going through her mind too. It's like, look, I only have X amount of years left. I can either spend it in a career, or I can actually experience love. Remember, this is before girl bossing, gatekeeping, all of that. This is before all of those things. This is in 2013, and she is also held very strictly to the women must be like men in the workplace. And so he is offering her a way, something different. He is offering her a way to be herself.
Is he? Because if it doesn't, it feels less like he's offering her something more than she's trying to take something
No,
that's not
she's
being
trying.
offered.
Yeah, that could be.
Because it's his nonchalant attitude that really kind of turns me off from him in this instance, where he's just like, he's like, I'll let you know. If we have to wait, well, if we want to wait, that's fine. Like, why not wait? Maybe we'll wait forever. Who cares? I don't care. I think it's just kind of his like his attitude toward things is very kind of like go with the flowy. It's not to say that he doesn't love Diane. It's just that he's not in a rush to do anything. He doesn't want to be pinned down. I think he likes this dynamic with Diane where they get together every now and then. When their paths cross, that's great. But he's just also kind of living his life. I think what he may look at marriages as like a way to pin me down, a way to like get me in a routine. I don't like routine. I want to be what I want to be. So I don't know. It turned me off a little bit from Kurt this episode. It turned me off from Diane to be like, please, Kurt, don't leave, don't leave, marry me, please. I was like, oh, Diane, you're too strong for this. Don't do this. And I don't know if it's Diane's like way of wanting to go against the grain of being like, I know this is bad for me and my career aspirations, but like you said, this is a moment where she's like, I have picked career so many times. I've put the law and career over myself so many times. Maybe this is an extreme way of her choosing. Well, I'm picking personal this time.
And she did that because she modeled her life after the admiration of her father. And her father wasn't what she thought he was. So why can't she live her life? Why can't she do what she has wanted to do for a very long time, which is be with Kurt McVeigh? Like, I think ever since they met each other, she's been in for Kurt.
I would have appreciated a little like perspective squeezed into one of these scenes somewhere where she gives a little bit of a like perspective of that, because I do feel like that's it, but I don't feel like they really spelled it out for us. Maybe I'm just too like I'm too dumb to. I just want to be like, spoon feed me, like tell me exactly what you mean here. But yeah, I think this is her extreme way of being like, I've chosen career too many times. Now it's time for personal gain. So yeah, it was just like. But with Kurt though, like with this instance, I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe see what the Aussie's doing. The Aussie was obsessed with you. Maybe go back to that guy. Because Kurt just seems like he can't be bothered most of the time. It's like,
but he loves her. Like he does.
He does. But it was so off-putting this time where he was just like, if we have to wait, we have to wait. I don't care. It's just like the lack of care he showed. Like, I'm good either way.
I agree. There was something weird there, but we shall see what happens. I hope we see more this season. I'm assuming we will. There's only like 3 more episodes this season.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, thank God we don't have to wait a summer to figure things out. We can just continue going on. So the judge is ready to rule in the Sweeney case. He ruled that Sweeney is not guilty, but also you're kind of a scumbag, and I'm going to hold you in contempt, and you're going to have to pay a fine and serve 30 days.
not guilty of this particular crime, but guilty of being a scumbag.
Just being a scumbag. And he's like, I could be held in contempt and I don't care. I just need to tell you that you're a scumbag and this is how it is. And Colin and Will shake hands, and Will's like, you're still gonna have to serve 30 days. And he is so excited because he's just like, at least I have something to look forward to. Looking at Isabel, and Alicia goes, so you settled on the no prenup? And she's like, I love her. She's like, she'll cheat you. She's like, that's okay, I'll just kill her. And then and Isabel is trying to get Colin to be able to take a pair of her underwear. And says, like, can I have these? And it's like right in the middle of like Alicia and Will as they're standing there, and they like look
like these are your draws that you just had on your nether regions 30 seconds ago. And now they are out here in my periphery vision, in my line of smell. Like, just too much.
And then the show makes a really big point with music by playing a song that says "Love is Unrequited" like 1,500 times while we're seeing scenes of Alicia and Will. Alicia's drinking wine in bed. She's thinking. She's a little frustrated. You can tell she's thinking about something. She picks up the phone. She calls Will. Like, hey. And then she hears Laura. It's like, oh, I'll go. It's okay. I'm fine. Bruh. Okay.
She got it bad. Alicia's got it bad because she's in bed. She's like, let me call this boy. Call him and make an excuse to call him. It's about quote unquote work. I just need to hear his voice. Let me call him. And it's like to ask some probably nonsense work question. She just needs to hear this man's voice. She's like, hey, Will. Yeah, it's about work. Talk to you about work. He's like, okay. And Will, who's just like, yeah, what's up? What's up, girl?
Well,
and then,
while Laura is like,
yeah,
up against this cheek.
Not like I'm busy. Not like I'm busy getting busy. What you need? Like, no, it's Alicia. I have to pick it up. It's Alicia.
Yeah, and Laura picks up on this. It's like, oh, was that Alicia? Like, yeah, no biggie. And then he goes in for a kiss. And I put in my notes, they're trying to make out because they are not succeeding in this in any way, shape, or form. Laura pulls back and she's like, oh, I'm not being honest with you. There was this guy in the military and he came back into my life and was like, I get it. It's fine. And then we hear, love is unrequited. Love is unrequited. Love is unrequited like 15 times while we see Will take a drink and Diane or Alicia take a drink as well.
You know, man, it's so frustrating because Will has to do no work in the situation, and the ladies are just fight. It's a silent war. It's a silent cold war of like, who's going to get Will? Who's going to Will? And Will is never brought into this at all. It's never like Will has no control. Will's just like, I don't know what's going on. These women are just having this like cold war about me, but I don't know what's happening. Will never has to answer for his crimes.
I think he does know. Like he is not over it either. And
he's not obviously.
Yeah. So
and I know I don't know if it was just like Laura seeing Will's face as he's talking to Alicia to be like, oh, he ain't over it, or just like what this was. I mean, it could have just been an innocent work call. Is the fact that Will took the call because it was Alicia when he was with Laura to be like, it was just a reminder that Alicia will always be a part of Will, and like she don't want to deal with that. I don't know.
Exactly. So that is our episode. We talked a bit about this one, but it had a lot going on. A lot of different relationships, a lot of understanding the confines of the law in terms of time and how things impact each other. And we'll see. You know, we've got Kurt and Diane kind of in flux. We've got this Alicia and Will thing open at the end. So we'll see what happens in the next one.
Maybe the writers were like, oh crap, guys, we're 19 episodes in. We didn't get a Colin Sweeney or a Kurt McVeigh. and this he's like, let's put them both together. We got to get their appearances in some kind of way. We went too long on the Lamont Bishop of it all. Now we got to get the Colin Sweeney and Kurt McVeigh in at the same episode. 2 for 1 in this episode. But yeah, have we heard from all of our recurring cast this season? I guess. I mean, I think
so. Yeah, I think we got some Chum Hum cases. We got a Colin Sweeney. We got a Kurt McVeigh. We got a Wilk. We got a Wilk.
Do we get any Patty Nyholm this season?
Maybe not. Maybe she's having another baby.
Maybe Patty Nyholm and what's the other blonde lady?
Meryl Streep's kid.
Yeah.
We did not see her.
Nancy something. Nancy Crozier.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm not sure. We have to check the archives to see if we got them, but those are the usual suspects I'm looking for in a season.
And we had a military court, I think.
Yes.
Yeah,
because
we got.
That was where Reed Hellinger got introduced.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So listen, we got almost all of our usual suspects into this season so far. We still have 3 episodes to go, so who knows what else we have in store for us. Marissa, can you tell the people what you have in store for you? Over here on the interwebs, besides the Star Trek Next Generation fanfic you are always hard at work at. And yeah, so give us a scoop. Give us the deets.
Well, I don't know what's going on in my personal life day to day because who the heck knows? It's 2026. But I can tell you, I am podcasting about The Good Wife here with Jason, and Elsbeth will be coming back in February.
Elsbeth also, and I'm not sure if I'm breaking news to you right now, Marissa. Renewed for season 4.
Oh, geez. I mean, yay. I mean, oh boy.
So hey, we got more and more Ellsworth to look forward to down the line.
Hopefully they've recouped some revenue and can put some more into the show. We'll see. We got some, like Jason mentioned, Star Trek: The Next Generation on US Sisterhood, and then I also podcast over on Whirlwind Podcasts about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on At a Time. You can find links to everything at itsmemarissag.com. Other than that, I'm staying warm, staying safe, and I hope you are too. Jason, what's up with you?
You know, just talking about love and mess,
Love,
mostly
marriage.
mess. Talking about that over on the Perfect Match podcast. Talking about the show Married at First Sight, the reality show where it's kind of a what the title imposes. They get married the first time they see each other, and drama and fireworks go from there. We are exclusively on Patreon right now talking about the season 10 of the show, one of the best seasons of the show. So it is a kind of I'm in a rewatch world with this podcast with Perfect Match. So that's where you can find me and Asia Welch talking about the show Made It For Sight over at patreon.com/Perfect Match Podcast. Check us out. We have a ball. We have a great time. Coming up soon. Just really kind of sneaking up on me. Love is Blind.
Oh my God.
Is but a couple weeks away.
How?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we should have seen it coming. Every Valentine's Day, Love is Blind is back.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll be talking about that over on the Love at First Sight feed over on Rob Has Podcast. When that comes up, me, Asia, and Mary back at it again. So if that's something that is you're into, check us out there. But until next week, stay good.